What's up guys, it's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Buildit video. Today we're going to be talking about Contest of Mayor's Streaks. Now this is a relatively new feature to the game, so I've just been kind of sitting back and analyzing everybody's screenshots and trying to formulate up some kind of method for you guys to make use of for those of you who are following the Missy's Building Guide, or if you're somebody who's camping and you can't do upgrade tasks. Now, if you're camping, I mean, you really should be doing the Missy's Building Guide, but hey, do what you want. Okay, so you are playing the Contest of Mayors. You are below level 30. You do not have regional maps unlocked. And you are unable to do upgrade assignments. If those three things do not apply to you, then the things said in this video will also not apply to you. If you're a high level player, that is totally different. The technique for the streaks is totally different. Okay, so again, if you have regional maps unlocked, if you're a high level player above the level of 30, even if you're level 25 and you have a regional map unlocked, you do not watch this video. Okay, well, I mean, you can watch it, but don't apply it to your game. Alright, so make sure that you like and subscribe. We hit 1,500 subs not that long ago, so I mean, the higher up we can go, the better, the more people that I can help, and that all comes down to you guys as the audience. So the more you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, the higher up the video gets bumped on the feed. Okay, so you're playing the Contest of Mayors. You've been following the overall technique that I've been teaching, or maybe you haven't. Maybe you have no clue what the technique is that I've been teaching. If that's the case, then you'll want to watch the all-in-one Contest of Mayors video. But today I'm going to talk to you guys about streaks and how to make them the most beneficial, how to benefit the most during using these lovely streak assignments. So when you open up your mayor's list here, your list is going to look relatively different than mine, okay? But if you're in the Mega League, and this is the only time that you should really care about the streaks, honestly. If you're in any other league, then who really cares if you fail a streak or don't, fail? I mean, you're in the lower league, who really cares, right? So unless you're in Mega, I wouldn't take it too damn seriously. Now, you're in Mega, and you're wanting to win, right? That's the whole point in playing in Mega. So what you're going to do is you're going to do what I said when the streaks first came out. We need to eliminate the risk. And what risk comes along with the streaks? Well, let's talk about how the streaks work first. The way they work is if you have a streak assignment, let's say this was a starting list. So it's the very beginning of the contest. And there is an assignment here that is in the streaks box. What's going to happen is that timer is not going to restart. It's not going to start counting that 24-hour timer unless you start that initial assignment, which would mean start or cancel, right? So as long as you don't touch that very first assignment in the streak, it's not going to refresh in 24 hours. It's just going to sit there. So you can use this to your advantage in certain ways, or you can get screwed over by it, right? So let's say that you are a high level player and you have a low level upgrade, like a 1200 Latin upgrade in the streaks box. That would be bad, right? Because that's one of your really high assignments, one of your high premiums. You wouldn't be able to do it. But as a low-level player who's camping, that would be an excellent thing. And that is why this video is not meant for high-level players. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to operate under the term that if you wouldn't do that assignment anyways, then do not touch it. However, the way the streaks work is if you, let's say you do the first assignment in the streak, the 24-hour timer will begin. If you don't do the second assignment within the streak, or all of the remaining assignments within that streak before that 24-hour timer resets, then you lose the bonus points for that streak. You do not need to do the streak assignments back to back. You can mix and match. For instance, let's say that the streak assignment was to produce 10 tape measures, and I complete that. And the next one is for paint. But I decide that I want to do an assignment in my list. I can do that. You don't have to do the streak assignments back to back. But you do have to complete all the assignments within the streak within 24 hours of starting the assignment, because that's when the streak resets itself, right? If you fail to do so, if you run into a situation where you do 3 assignments in the streak and the 4th one is an upgrade, basically you failed, right? Because you're a low-level player and you can't do upgrades. You're camping. So you end up in a situation where whatever points you got from the assignments you did are the only points you're going to get. You're not going to continue getting those bonus points because you can't finish the streak. In Mega, you have a total of 6 streaks, is my understanding. That's what I've been told. So don't kill me if it's 7, but I'm pretty certain it's 6. Now, when you complete all of the streaks, or fail them, or whatever you do, it will tell you that there's no more streaks left, and that they'll be coming the next contest, like you see on my screen here. So what should you do? How can you best benefit from this lovely little addition to the game that they threw at us here? Well, here's the thing. For low-level players, the best option for you is going to be to work your streaks, if you can. Try to work them near the end of the contest and after you have as many upgrades in your list as possible. The theory here is, if you're a low-level player, you have regular residential, Old Town, Latin, Paris, London, Tokyo. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the design challenge. So you've got 7 total upgrade possibilities. That's how many assignment upgrade possibilities you have. If you have 4 to 5 or more in your list, then I would say that the risk is very minimal. If you have all 7 upgrade possibilities in your list, then you know there is 0 possibility of there being an upgrade task in your streaks. That being said, you know that you can complete any assignment that's within those streaks, right? So, but here's the next thing that the streaks do. And what a lot of people are finding out, like I've been telling people for a very long time, is the game will always try to level you out, right? So what people are doing is they are doing the streaks when they shouldn't be. They're just doing them to do them, and taking the risk anyways to see if they can get those bonus points. And here's what's happening with those people. They finish the streaks, and they end up with this really nice score afterwards. And because they have so many assignments left, they progress through the contest of mayors, and they watch their score just drop. Because after that, the game's not giving them anything good, right? Because the game's trying to level you out. So what you would want to do is you want to push that further down so that when you get to that point, it's the end of the contest anyway. It doesn't have time to level you out. And you can bank in on those rewards. So if there's 6 streaks, then it would stand to reason that you would want to start aiming towards working on your streak assignments right around 20 tasks left. That'll allow you half the contest, roughly, to kind of work through whatever choices you have, whatever cooldowns you have, and your tickets, and then you'll be near the end of the contest, and you'll hopefully, because usually what happens is you start the contest, and then you do your main tasks and your rotatables, and then throughout the contest, you start stacking up these upgrades, and you may need to cancel them, or not cancel them, or whatever, depending on what's going on in your game. And then usually by the end of the contest, you're in a situation where you have quite a few upgrades stacked up in your list, and you're working like 2 task placements by this time. If you can implement this to benefit you, to be like, okay, well, I've worked the first half of the contest. I did really awesome. I've got, you know, X amount of upgrades stacked up in my list now. And I've got this assignment up here in the streaks. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then if you have all 7 upgrades in your list, you know there's no possibility of getting that in your streaks. So you know that there's no risk, that you've eliminated all risk if you have all 7 in your list. Now, it may be difficult to realize, but there is actually an increase in the 2K placements. So what we're seeing since the streaks have been introduced to the game is that, remember how there used to be 4 2K place values, usually on average? We're seeing that there's closer to 6 or sometimes even 7. However, almost always, and in every screenshot that I've seen, almost all of them are upgrades. Okay, so like I would say 80% of the tasks in the list that are 2K or higher are the upgrade assignments. Tell me that's not a coincidence. Yeah, no. The game developers are trying to push you to level up because they know if you level up, then ultimately you'll end up in a situation where you're screwed and you can't progress without paying them money. And that's ultimately what they want. They want you to pay money. If they can hand out, you know, the 2,000 Sims cash, the 10 gold tokens that you get, and the 250 platinum keys, they hand that out to one player in each Mega League at the end of the week, right? Think about how much of that cash goes back into playing Mega the following week. Think about how many tokens you've spent playing Mega. The platinum keys, you're benefiting from the buildings that you purchase. But look at how much of your winnings are going right back into playing. Now, for low-level players, it's still worth it because they're paying maybe $300-400 cash per round and getting 2,000, right? But for high-level players, it is not worth it because they're paying almost 2,000 in cash to do all their assignments. If they are in a situation where they have to, it depends on the player and what they have unlocked, of course, and what assignments they get. But on average, yeah, it does. It costs a lot because you're going to end up paying out the butt for those regionals. That's where you lose a lot of your main focus, your main, you know, resources, just everything. It's bad. They did finally take out the Omega Canisters task, which was the main killer for high-level players. You know, funding was getting those damn canister tasks done. So that's good. But those regional assignments are a killer. So just be aware of that. You know, as you progress through the game, you low-level players do not unlock regionals until you're done playing COM, unless you want to pay a ridiculous amount. So, again, you guys, for you high-level players, this video is not for you, but I do have a tip for you guys, and that is, if you can get those streaks done near the end of the contest, try to do them near the end, closer to the end, you know, rather than sooner. This goes for everybody, high level or low level. If you, the sooner you complete the streaks, the longer the game has time to level you out, which means you're more than likely going to get a lot of low value tasks. So, ever notice that when you pick a really low value task, you get usually a really high one in return? So, like, let's say you picked a 1,000 War Booster. You get like a 3K VU in placement of that. That brings you to a 2K average, right? That's 2 tasks done and 4,000 points earned. That's 2,000 per task. Now, if you were to do a 3,000 point task and a 3,000 point task, that would put you at 6,000. That would put you at a 3K average, right? So what do you think the following task is going to be? More than likely something lower, right? But at the beginning of the contest, you usually start off with 3 really good main tasks. And your overall average for those 3 tasks is really good. But as you progress through the contest, the game will slowly start to whittle away at your overall average. and it tries to keep you, leveled out. That's why you don't see people with some obscene scores unless they're hacking, right? So the same concept with the streaks. If you go and if you look at the streak assignments, typically they're really low valued assignments to make up for the bonus points, right? So people think, well, if I can get like a 3,000 point assignment here, and then this, and then 8,000 there, I'll be at, this much. They're adding up all these astronomical numbers, and that's all fine and dandy until the streak is over and you progress and continue to do your regular assignments and watch it drop. And that's what's going to happen, right? So what would be the way to eliminate that? The way to eliminate that would be to say, well, all right, let's do it like this. Let's progressively work on our average, right? Work on our game the way we always do. Stack up as many upgrades as we can. Obviously, be careful not to stack up the really high-valued ones. You got to be careful with that. If you have high-valued upgrades in your list and you're still getting high-valued tasks, then it's okay. But if you have high-valued upgrades in your list and it's blocking stuff, you will need to cancel. So you stack up all your upgrades, and then near about 20 tasks left, you can start thinking about figuring out how to get those streak assignments done. Analyze how many upgrades you have, and this way, by the time you finish your streaks, the game won't have time to level you out, right? Because you'll have done it right there at the very end. Now, this will also help you eliminate the possibility of getting those upgrades in the streaks, because the more you have in your list, the less likelihood you have of it appearing in your streak assignments. Okay? All right, you guys, good luck. And also, I will be putting together a math video using this method. I'm hoping to have that video up in the next couple of days. I did buy a camera, and I got the SD card yesterday. I just got to, get it all put together and figure out how it all works and all that. And then I'll be able to put out a video for you guys, showing you guys exactly how to break this down mathematically, because a lot of you guys are not reducing your math enough. You're only doing it the first like 1 or 2 formulas. You're not bringing it down to formula 3, and that is not going to work. You have to look at everything, right? So for those of you who have no clue what I'm talking about, try to watch the Contest of Mayors math videos. It is going to be my main way of teaching going forward. So anybody here who's in my training course, they are very familiar with the subject. And anybody who feels like they don't quite understand it, then definitely reach out to me, and I will do my best to explain it. But basically, every single person, what I'm noticing is everybody's doing value, opportunity, and opportunity. But everybody's forgetting the next step in the math, and that is what's going on in your game. Is the assignment limited? Are you having any downtime? In the game category, that particular category can talk about a lot of things. Pattern. Has this assignment just continually popped up? Things like that. So for those of you guys who are still having trouble understanding which assignment is the right choice, which I'm sure many are, just follow the math, do the best that you can, and do the best that you can, and I will do my best to get the video out this week or next week. All right, you guys, good luck. Oh, also, if you're not a member of our Facebook page, if you go on Facebook and you type in SimCity Buildit, MissyAnne, you can join us on Facebook. That's where all of the written guides are posted, video links, updates, any important information before videos get released or whatever. All that stuff is on the Facebook page. So if you click on our Facebook page, you join in. When you go to the actual page, there's little buttons there, and one of them says Files. If you click on the Files button, you will see the links to the production plan, the building guide, and the Contest of Mayors guide. Alright, you guys, good luck.